Welcome to the NXT Podcast, your home for weekly NXT reviews and insight.
The beautiful part of NXT is that when one dream ends, another dream begins.
Find all of your NXT news, recaps, and analysis right here. So with that being said, we only have one question for you.
Are you ready?
We thought so. Let's get the show started right now.
All right, everyone. This is Memphis Mark coming to you from Mullet Manor. And this week we're going to do the NXT review for 9/12. And this is all leading up to No Mercy in Bakersfield. So, yeah, they're all setting up for the big premium event. And they start to show off with a general recap of last week like they do every week. Pretty good. Of course, you had the ending last week, of course, with the Stairs and Braun and Vaughn. The Braun and Vaughn show. So, they had that recap, and then they run through everything. But they do go in to a number one contender match between Wes Lee and Dragunov. And, this is going to be a good match. Both of these guys are great in the ring. And Wes Lee comes out real strong and starts off. But the match is just counter for counter. Wes Lee is putting on an offensive show for a while, then Dragunov, it's a good match, but it's your typical one of theirs. They have wrestled so much. They, of course, know the moves of each other. So, it is what it is. I mean, you've got, Dragunov has got all these powerful moves. When he throws you into the turnbuckle, it's like he puts the extra on it. So I like the way he sells and his offense. And Wes Lee, man, had some just spot-on kicks. When they can go back and use the kicks in a replay, that's a real spot-on one. So, and Dragunov has I guess his version of a Superman lariat or a clothesline, whatever you want to call it. But that was great. It was a good match. The big finish, you thought Dragunov was going to pull it off with his normal striking up the orchestra. But he ends up he gets kicked out of that, and then he ends up having to do it and kind of in reverse from behind and hits him in the back of the head and is able to roll him over and get the pin. And then, of course, Mello's going to come out, and they do their little thing. Show, yes, and then they after that they kind of go into the kind of the behind the scenes footage from the Vaughn and Braun show with the steps and everything, and they don't actually show it, but they do show, of course, all the stretcher work and Shawn Michaels, HBK coming out and kind of making Braun leave the area. So, good little spot. Of course they give all the updates on Vaughn and what's going on and everything. So let's see. Yes. Well, after, of course, the footage, Baron Corbin comes out to the ring, and he's pulling on the heartstrings and acting like he's going to condemn what Braun did and calls Braun out. And so Braun comes about halfway out and he tells him to stop right there, and he kind of talks to him, and then he just turns the page and says, "Hey man, that was awesome. Couldn't believe you were going to do it. Was wondering if you were going to do it. Wasn't going to do it." Goes through the whole thing, and Braun comes up in there and plays into it, and then saying, "Yeah, that's awesome also," but then he calls him an idiot. Braun does. And they go back and forth for a couple minutes. on the stick. And then, of course, it's going to end in a big slap. That's the way all those promos end. Yeah, it's actually, if you look up promos, how to end, it says with slap. So they go through a good little spot. Security has to come out. The crack staff, top flight security, world's greatest. But they come out and break the guys up. But it's going to lead to a match. So, of course, you know that's coming. But always end with a good slap. But yeah, they do a quick little promo with Briggs and Jensen, kind of warming up for their match, and they've got their new buddy Miles Bourne, Jabroni. I'd been calling him Jabroni or Flunky or whatever, but it's Miles Bourne. They're doing the little promo, so they're going to go out after that, and they do go to a commercial break and come back with the match. Usually they cut in with a couple of quick little promos, but they came back in and went into the match with Gulak and Kemp and Dempsey. And the match, you've got the Brooks and Jensen, of course, in all their cowboy gear and everything. But I tell you what, Damon Kemp, every time I see him, he surprises me of how he's taken in with the pro style. And I really think he is going to be a lot better than people thought. Dempsey, of course, you know what he's like, and Gulak. And the match doesn't last a long, long time. Because right about midway, you would think, Miles turns the tables and slams ahead and throws him back in for Kemp to get a pin with a cowboy. And it's the big turn. And then, of course, they have to have Valen Henry out in the helping her guys out, and she looks back in utter disgust, and she's sad. So that's where they're going to go from there. And then they do a barrage of promos. They have Chase U doing theirs with Duke, and they're worried about Thea. A couple minutes of that, and then you've got J.C. Jane and Thea out. And some young men are going to approach the table and say hi to J.C., and then Thea, they have some words, and then, of course, they proceed to insult her and calling her, very young and making some derogatory terms, I guess you would say. And JC slaps one. Thea goes off on one and starts in, and they whoop the boys and send them on their way. But you're thinking it's bad at that promo? Oh, no. It goes into a Dana Brooke match with Lyra Valkyria, and even the crowd was hollering that Dana sucks, and going back and forth with her, but she did sell somewhat, although I think she's been taking some kind of acting classes with this facial expressions and the hair and everything. It really looked like a bad Twisted Sister. But Lyra, good offense, always solid in the ring. And she's going to have to kind of carry this match a little bit. She's going to end up winning the match with a big splash. Surprise. But at least they didn't try to put Dana over. You know what I mean? And that would have been just sad. But, Lyra wins with a big splash, and then afterwards she offers her hand to Dana. And Dana acts like she's going to shake it or whatever, and she does, and she turns to walk away, and Lyra does, and then, of course, Dana's going to jump on her. And Miss Jordan, her sidekick, her protege, I guess you would say, stops her before she does that. So, and then they announced that there's going to be the women's breakout tournament will be coming soon. We'll be starting up soon. So, good little spot. Then we've got, a little promo with Eddie Thorpe. And they start the interview off, and of course, Dijak has to do his live cameo appearance in there, and he makes some odd remarks about Eddie's heritage and pulls his belt off, which was awkward enough. But then he whoops a tree. Yeah, so he's marking his territory. So he takes his belt off and whoops a tree. Apparently where Dijak's from, that's how dogs do it there. So, little different thing. But you're going to have a Group A, Global Heritage Cup qualifying, or I don't know, invitational. That Heritage Cup deal with metaphor. And they do cut a couple more quick promos before they go to the match. They got Dom and Mello. So, of course, they're going to end up having to have a match next week. But just a promo, a little odd. Mello's good, and Dom just, that's the reason he's in NXT, I'm sure, to help, get better with the stick and stuff like that. Of course, his in-ring is, he's far ahead of most people in the period of time that he's been in the ring. But, got to get better on the stick. And of course, they have a little spot with Becky Lynch, her first promo of the night, since she is the main event, the man. So they're doing a little spot with her, and she is rudely interrupted by Kiana James, who notifies her that she doesn't want her there, and the locker room doesn't want her there, and she shouldn't be there. And Becky lets her know that if she wins the title, or when she wins the title, that she will have a crack at it. She qualified for a butt whooping. I don't think she said it like that, though. Okay, so you've got that qualifying match for that cup thing. And they're doing it in soccer style with the points and everything. And I know what they're doing. And maybe, if I was brought up in a area where soccer was popular, and I would have been brought up around that, I would be more into it. I don't know. But anyway, you got Tyler Bate and Axiom. And Axiom, of course, is going to put on a good show. And Tyler Bate, the big strong boy, is always good. Representing each country, Tyler, England, and Axiom, Spain. But there again, the crowd was pretty kind of funny tonight, and they started hollering Power Ranger at Axiom, which made me think, hey, a little Power Ranger-ish, maybe, kind of like it there. But this match, these guys have another two guys that have fought each other so much, and I like all styles of wrestling. I like the hardcore, some stuff, the Terry Funk hardcore, that type stuff. Yeah, those days. But catch as catch can, the classic styles. I like it, a little of everything. I can have a respect for a little bit of everything. But these two guys, Bate and Axiom, when they get together, it's kind of like ballroom dancing. Their moves are just so choreographed. It's a good match, so I enjoyed it. Don't get me wrong. But you know what you're going to get from these guys? A lot of kick-ups. A lot of kick-ups. And they had a viewing area for the other contestants to watch, which was kind of a little different, I guess. Something, trying to change it around. And, of course, Noam, metaphors up in their little Muffets skybox there, and Noam's wearing an inflatable elephant. Yeah, I can't make this stuff up. He did that. So these notes were real simple on this. I guess you could say a lot of kick-ups, viewing area, elephant suit, and ballroom dancing. Tyler does his big spin that he does, and it was pretty good. And he goes to do it a second time and gets caught. It comes out to where he does a little head off the rope with his big, clothesline or whatever you want to say, and he gets the win. So Tyler Bate is in the driver's seat for Capé, I believe it is. So, yeah, pretty good match. So, I mean, especially if you like that style, if that's the preferred style, then, man, it was a really good match. But afterwards, they let Butch speak. And he gave a little, because I guess he'll be going against Tyler next week, so they let him do a little rant on their past history. And then they have kind of a well done, but a little odd, schism, little spot with Gacy and Ava. And they're out at, I guess, the tree that has the roots they're always talking about. Pretty good little spot there. I guess they're building on a story. They're doing an angle, so at least they're continuing on with that. But then you got Mello and Dom again. Mello and Trick talking about the Dom match. And Trick's like, let him know that he'll be out there. Watch his back. But Mello says, no, you wanted to take it on your own and try yourself. And, so they have some odd little words. But in the background, Wesley is like, getting his stuff and heading out for the day, and he's, clearing his locker a little bit. But then he really starts to clear it out. Like takes his name off the locker. So, good little plot twist in that promo. So I kind of like that one. And then you're going to have the Creed brothers with Ivy Nile, of course, going against Malik Blade and Anafi. And Anafi come out in I think Booker T called it Prince, his Prince outfit. It was quite colorful. It was pink, and it had a cape. Pink, yeah. But man, these guys are just bona fide high flyers. The height that they get, they can't. These guys can't be down here too long. They're really, really good. And then of course the Creed brothers are the Creed brothers. So. They're good. And they're going to have to give them this match, whatever, but the match was pretty good. You got like a backflip from Brutus. I mean, that was, it's a guy that size that can move like that. And of course, Julius is a superb athlete. And, it's just their timing. They're so big and so good. I guess they just seem awkward, maybe. How would you explain that? I don't know. But the match is pretty good, and you even end up with Tony D and Stax watching the match, and they seem to give their approval. And Anafi in this match talks a little smack, so we're getting a little different side of Anafi. So I'm liking that. So maybe they'll let him build from that. As I said, the match was good. The Creed brothers have their big moves, and they've got a good offensive thing. Brutus does still look very awkward when he's selling because he's just so freaking big. It's hard to hit him and make it look good. Sometimes, for the smaller guys at least. But the Creed brothers are, as they're advertised, they're just, they're raw talent. And Anafi and Blade, the same way, they're polished in a different way, but they're still not polished all the way. But yeah, the Creed brothers are going to end up, winning this match. And at the end, you've got, the Garza clan there doing a little clapping, and they were taking it in. Pretty good, but Then all of a sudden, Bronco and his partner and Hank and Pink, and they're all fighting outside. I don't know what the crap all that was about. But there was chaos after the Creed brothers win. Big historic win. So, yeah, after that, we've got a Becky Lynch promo with Lyra. And, they're country women, I guess you would say. And so they have a good little spot, and Lyra wishes her luck and says that she hopes that she wins the belt. After that, though, you've got Roxanne in the locker room talking, about the breakout tourney, because she won it last year, and she was talking about how it boosted her career, and it was very beneficial. And then Lopez and her partner come in, and they do a little gangsta talking and back and forth with Roxanne. So, of course, they're setting up something there. But the breakout tourney, we'll see how that goes. They've got a crop of ladies that some of them need to be showcased a little more, I guess. So I guess we will see in this upcoming tournament. But we're going to have a Group B match now for that Heritage Cup thing. That big old cup thing that Metaphor is carrying around. See, this one's a little different. She got Nathan Frazier and Akira Tozawa. I got it out. And Tozawa is in shape. He looked good. He's an older guy. Still a good, I'm sure he's a great trainer because he's been around with different styles. But he's been in WWE for a while. So, we don't see him. And if you're on the payroll, then you're probably doing something backstage. And Nathan comes out, and, he's an excellent. You know what you're going to get out of him, of course. So this match is, pretty good. It is what you expect in this match. A lot of fast moves, a lot of counters here and there. But, in the end, you're going to have Nathan Frazier pulling off this win in Group B for that, that Heritage Cup thing, that big old cup thing that little guy's carrying around there in the elephant suit. Yeah, that's about all that one goes. But anyway, Nathan Frazier wins that one. Then you've got the Gallus brothers doing a little, and Joe Coffey doing a little promo explaining how he's going to win this tournament, how his, or this invitation, I guess you should say. But Duke hears it and comes over and corrects him on a few minor details, but calls them, when he goes to leave, his mic drop word is he calls them flogs. So, I guess that means something more than I know. But you got Mustafa Ali doing a little spot after that, talking about Dominic Mysterio's extremely different referee style last week, giving him the match. And the way this promo went, I feel something funny going on here, some funny stuff. Not sure what the funny stuff is, but I could see something funny happening when they have their match. Maybe Mustafa lays down for him, who knows. But Dragon Lee comes out and confronts him about the count, and Mustafa tells him he does his own mic drop by saying, hey, when I win the belt, you'll get the first shot. But Dragon Lee says that, he's not completely done with him. But then they go from that to Wesley leaving. And they catch up with him when he's leaving, and his wife's there at the door, and he pretty much says that Dragunov was the better man tonight, and he's going home. So he cleared his locker out. So I'm sure we will have something coming from that. And then out of nowhere, Gigi Dolan just comes fighting in a hoodie. So hoodie, fighting, jumps on girl, slams her in the wall. Okay. That pretty much covers that one. They just let her get a little TV time on there, I guess. There, but you're going to have the big match. You got Becky Lynch, the man, going up against Tiffany Straton, the champ. And, both of these ladies can work. Of course, Becky, without a doubt, everyone knows her portfolio, her resume. But Tiffany, surprisingly good in this match. She's really strong. Looked good, not over gymnastic in this match. Consistent match. It was a good match to watch. It actually, if you were to, you could have taken this match and put this in some of the older time eras. Solid moves, nothing. Just a good match. I would definitely go back and watch this match again. Of course, the news is out. I guess everyone knows now that Becky ended up winning. She is the new NXT champion. But this match was good. They didn't let it be one-sided or anything like that. Tiff looked really good in this match. Just towards the end there I don't even want to say slip-ups because they were good. Everything was good. The match solid, and Becky comes out on top. And of course, this is going to set some stuff up. And they let her do the long gloat and everything. But some of the crowd, there again, this was an interesting crowd tonight. Some of the crowd, there was one point she's doing a move on Tiffany, and some lady behind her in the crowd is just going, "No, don't do it," like she doesn't want her to do it to Tiffany. And then there was another time where when she wins the belt, there's one dude out in the middle of the crowd that's like booing, doing thumbs down, while everyone else, of course, is extremely happy and cheering. So, good little match. I can't say anything wrong. Okay, well, wait a minute. Before I say I can't say anything wrong, they did do, towards the end of the match, they start clearing off the table and all this stuff. Tiffany ends up on the table, and the man does a big leg drop on her and then takes her into the ring. But I don't know if they meant for the desk to collapse, which I'm glad they didn't, because that makes it look a little bit better so when the heavier men do it. But they seem to quickly move into the ring after that. But anyway, as announced, and now claiming every belt in the company that could be done, Becky Lynch is your new NXT Women's Champion. Almost said Women's Heavyweight Champion. Might get me in some trouble. But anyway, guys, pretty good show. The Becky Lynch match was good. The dragging off, Tyler Bate and Axiom, so, and even the setup with, Braun and Baron was all, pretty good, cannot complain. So, all right, well, I guess we've covered, let me see the notes. Yeah. I guess we have covered everything on here. So guys, I hope you're having a good week, and you continue to, and, we're just going to, I guess we'll call this here. So, as usual, we'll go out the way we came in, like we do each week. If you can, spay and neuter, get out and help them shelters if you can. And as always, spay and neuter. And this is Memphis Mark, and we're out.
Thanks for listening to the WWE Podcast. Don't forget to subscribe on your favorite podcast app so you don't miss a show, or head to WWEpodcast.com. And for all of these shows ad-free, head over to patreon.com/WWE podcast. Until then, we'll see you next time.